Welcome to the worst one, where I find what is absolutely the worst thing in a thing, and then I make a video that's wrong but also bad at the same time. Today I'm leading myself to the electric chair and frying myself over the worst Pokemon from generations 1 through 7. Since there are so many Pokemon, we're going to pick 2 from each generation as well. One of them based on my own personal preferences and the other based on power level averages. So the weakest from each for the nerds who like numbers and also like to nod vigorously at said numbers. Now I'm sure that there are already 400 and some videos about this, but since Pokemon is something that I grew up with, I'd also like to deliver my hot takes. Also bear in mind I haven't watched any of these videos, so I won't be influenced by nerds with opinions. I'm the only nerd allowed to have an opinion. I do have one rule to this whole nightmare of a video though. I won't be counting any transitional Pokemon. I think it'd be unfair to count something that really only is made the way it is to show that it's gonna become something cool and badass. I don't know. We're gonna start things off hot and fresh with Generation 1. This one's a bit easy for me. I may be a little biased too, so blame me, I guess. There's no Pokemon that I hate more from my childhood than Mr. Mime. Imagine being a young boy, terrified of clowns because he accidentally watched Stephen King's It, and he gets a new game. He has a new passion, pocket monsters. This boy spends a whole heck of a lot of time throwing Pokeballs at Abras because he wants to trade this dude over on Route 2 for whatever the hell he's trading. What's he got? I don't know what. This boy gives this man his mystical teleporting bastard. What does a boy get in return? What does a beautiful baby boy get in return? Oh, it's just Mr. Mime, a goddamn clown monstrosity, a garbage dump of a Pokemon. It's just a dude in a costume with giant yaoi hands and clown makeup and weird elbows and knees. As for the weakest in power, I go to a tie for Caterpie and Weedle, 2 good bug boys that are just a little weak until they get their protein, and then they get better later. Alright, Generation 2, this one was a lot harder for me than the first one, because while I played a bit of Gen 1, I really dug into Generation 2. Gen 2 was my Pokemon game. I put so many hours into it that I swear I burned out the battery of my Pokemon Gold cartridge right before Crystal came out, and I had to do it all over again. I love way too many of these Pokemon. I love them so much, and it was hard to choose from one of them that I just have a terrible time looking at, but it's Stantler. It's Stantler. Stantler actually looks nice in the original sprite form, but the unholy abomination that is it in every other game makes me more upset than a Pokemon fan watching this video right now. It looks like a regular deer crashed into a store that specializes in balls and bees. Its tail, look at its butt. It looks like it's got 2 butts. I was gonna rag on Yanma or Politoed or even Smoochums, but this is the worst of Gen 2. This is disgusting. Weakest Pokemon is Sunkern, whose evolution was a strong runner-up. Generation 3, Lovedisk. It's a heartfish. Lovedisk. We all knew this was going to be Lovedisk, right? I don't know how you guys feel about Generation 3, but I think I was going to rag on my boy Zangoose. Nah, I love that little edgy bastard. I love that little edgy garbage boy. He's my edgy garbage boy. Lovedisk, however, is the only fish that looks like it tastes of potpourri. It's slightly better than a real-life sunfish, and since sunfish are number 1 of my top 10 most worthless animals list, that's not saying much. The only reason to ever catch one of these pink upside-down ball sacks is to get a heart scale for the move reminder in case you've made an oopsie. Weakest baby from this generation is Azurill, who does nothing but sit on his fat nuts all day. Generation 4. I was going to rag on how worthless Bidoof is, but he's just a dumb, fat Raticate, and that's not really worthy of the absolute worst lad trophy. No, the worst Pokemon of Generation 4 to me is Ambipom. Let's take the cute little purple monkey from Generation 2 and give him another tail, but also a bowl cut! People will love this disgusting clown with soulless dead eyes. Gen 4 is rife with weird new evolutions, but I never thought that as a kid making Apom worse was going to be one of their end goals. So if you want a Pokemon that reminds me of Beetlejuice turning into a disgusting creepy carnival ride with awful vestigial arms, then this monkey is for you, and your tastes in monkey are awful. Weakest Pokemon of this generation is Kricketot, one of the most forgettable bug Pokemon ever to exist. Generation 5. This is the Black and White and Black and White 2 generation, and I gotta be honest with you, this is where my love of the games faltered heavily. And this generation has too many viable candidates for awful-looking Pokemon. You got the trash Pokemon, the ice cream cone, the chandelier, the butthole rock, and Ubisoft's Watch Dogs. There's one though that I think most people they don't remember, they don't talk about. It's something that's struck from their mind. It's like it's a cursed Pokemon. The Pokemon that looks like a fetus. Musharna. It eats your dreams, and it's a tapir fetus. It looks even weirder when it's not hovering around gobbling up all your sexy-ass dreams. It looks horrifying. It looks like it wants to eat your dreams. It feels good about it. You can never tame this Pokemon. It'll come out of its Pokeball at night and feast upon your brain. Delete Musharna. Will I get in trouble for saying that about the fetus Pokemon? One more quick thing about Musharna is the fact that its cry sounds like someone throwing a subwoofer through a trampoline. Weakest of this generation is Venipede, another bug. I'm not surprised. Generation 6. All right, as much as I dislike Denny's breakfast menu, it's just straight up Pikachu too. It's another mouse Pokemon that is electric. Woo, cool. And then there's Klefki, the keyring Pokemon. There's one that I personally feel it is one of the worst things to ever happen to Pokemon. It's awful, and it's Goodra. There's been a lot of furry bait Pokemon, but I never thought that the dragon covered in mucus that looks like it's Dragonite's basement-dwelling brother would be fetish capital of the internet. Look up Goodra Rule 34 and you're gonna be in Nightmare World 2. We're already in Nightmare World. Enjoy Nightmare World 2. It's just a disgusting creature. The weird thing is that the goo trailing down its neck and arms, it's not goo. It's part of its body. It's covered in goo, but that's just part of its body. It's like a goo neckbeard. The only species of Pokemon known to collect Funko Pops and watch Rick and Morty is Goodra. Tiniest boy is Scatterbug, the third or fourth bug/Caterpie clone. Yay. Generation 7, Sun and Moon. This one was a bit hard for me. Just like Gen 5, there's quite a few viable candidates. Could do the sandcastle, could do the anchor, could do the crab. I choose the gypsy fish. I'm choosing the easy way out, the easiest way out I can. You remember that makeup gun from The Simpsons? Good. Now imagine just shooting that gun indiscriminately into the ocean. That's what happens. That's how you get Bruxish. Brexit. Bruxish. This is just another clown. Honestly, if every generation of Pokemon just had a clown, then this little video would just be that. All clowns all the time. You know what Bruxish's power is? It uses the bulb on its head to make the sound of grinding teeth. I hate it. I just hate it. Weakest boy is Wishy-Washy, though. Wishy-Washy, when hitting level 50, I believe, can just become a big boy, and that's fine. He's a sad little fish, but he's got some promise. Honorable mentions, though. Rhyperior, the unholy love child of a Rhyhorn and a gruff construction worker. Teampole, Poliwag 2, Electrode, Missaball, Bouffalant, Disco Taurus, Type Null, the Digimoniest Pokemon, Binacle, catch these hands, boy! Unknown, the Edutainment Pokemon, Sunflora is Undertale, and Farfetch'd, Vegetable Bird. And those are the worst Pokemon. Was I wrong? Yes. Are you going to tell me how wrong I am? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. Everyone's got a different opinion. Not everything is Pokemon Black and White. Some of you might even get Pokemon Red in the face at my video on the internet. A few of you might even howl at the Pokemon Moon declaring how wrong I am. But at the end of the day, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon gates to infinity. Gotta fetch them all, baby. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. There are also things if you want to watch more worst ones, click on the top right-hand corner. Probably it'll be there. Who knows? Subscribe if you want. That's also a big option. And hey, I have a Patreon because I'm a garbage human, and that always helps me. All right. Goodbye.